Proud Cat Lover, and I'm going to be making a little update video for y'all. I still have some videos in the making, but I'm still editing a lot of them, so that's why I haven't uploaded for like 4 days. But anyway, I thought I'd update you guys and tell you that I am getting ready for the Reptile Expo that's in December. I will hopefully soon be going in and finding out how much it's going to cost me to have a banner made for my company logo. But anyway, because I have to have a banner for my table, which it's not required, but I'd like to have one because it makes your table look nice. Then, of course, I have the deli cups I'm going to be ordering. I have some stickers I'm going to try to be making that will go on the lid that's, you know, kind of cute reptile-themed stickers. They're going to tell, like, the name of the baby and its hatch date and how much it costs and everything like that. So... but yeah, and then my dad and I don't know if we're going to build something or if I'm just going to buy something, but we're going to buy or build. Well, if it's buying, I'm buying it, of course, but if it's me and him building something, then he has to help just because I don't know anything about building. But we're going to either build or I'm going to buy an acrylic case, I suppose you want to say, and it's going to be large enough that the deli cups can sit down in the case and then the lid goes over and locks, so that the people can look at the reptiles in the deli cups, but they can't actually open the container to get to them unless, you know, I unlock it and then hand it to them for them to look at the baby. So I don't know why I'm videoing my blanket. Here's Annie. Anyway, so that's my idea, is I want a case that the deli cups can go in, because at first I wanted a container that, I'm just going to turn around over here. Because I feel weird not videoing anything, so here's Rose watching some Dark-Eyed Juncos. Anyway, I'm going to do it just because I got to thinking, if I built something or had something made for me and bought it that had individual areas, like individual little areas that had a lock on the lid for each one, if I went to open it, I feel like the baby could potentially jump out. So I feel like if it's an acrylic container or plexiglass, whatever, with the deli cups sitting down in there, then when I go to open it, I can just grab the deli cup and hand that to the person, and they can look at the baby that way. And there's no, you know, baby getting scared and jumping out of people's hands onto the floor and potentially getting stepped on or something, because that would be awful. So anyway, that is the idea I have for that. And of course, I have to figure out if there's going to be enough tables. I need to call the guy and ask him, because the woman that's over the show gave me the phone number of the guy to find out if there's any tables available still. If there aren't any 6-foot tables available, I won't be vending this year, because I tell you right now, I'm not going to buy an 8-foot table to rent for those 2 days, because that's just huge. I don't need that much space. 6 foot is a lot of space in the first place. Also going to be trying to sell some of my Madagascar hissing cockroaches there, so that'll be fun, hopefully. Obviously, I'm not really looking forward to it in the aspect that I have to get rid of the babies, because obviously, as you all know, I love my babies to death, but I cannot keep all 12 babies, just because there's definitely not enough room. Like, my shelving unit that I have here, up at the top, like when I keep my 3, the top shelf is going to go, and I'll find a spot for some of that stuff up there to be, but I'm going to get those 12 by 12 by 18 tanks. I have one down here. The other one is for bugs. That's not all the way 12 by 12 by 18, so I'm not going to use it. So that's just if I ever get this one certain spider that I want to get. But I'm going to get 3 12 by 12 by 18s up there, because the babies can stay in that for a while. And hopefully by the time they're big enough to have to go into these size tanks, I will have had my own apartment or house by then. So, because it takes about 2 years, 2.5 years for them to get full adult size. Of course, when I had Ember, she was in a 12 by 12 by 18 for like 4 years, which I should have obviously moved her way long time ago. And so I feel bad for that, so I want to make sure that these babies, they get... Anyway, I want to make sure that these babies get the proper housing when they should, instead of me lollygagging like I did with Ember. Because back then, I feel like I've grown so much through having the babies, and when our exotic pet store came to town for a little bit before it moved to a different town, which is annoying, because I closed one of the stores to have the other store open, and they're like, oh, well, it's just because this is a better location. No, I think they did it because they couldn't afford to have them both open. But anyway, that's where I got these tanks, and after I saw those tanks, and a lot of videos had been coming up on YouTube, and there's a lot of people in the group that were saying, you know, and so I was like, I'm going to get me a couple of these, and after I've had them in here, which I've only got Ember and Magma one in each, of course, in here. But their activity level is just so much higher than if it's in a tiny little tank, and they enjoy climbing around and getting on stuff. And of course, when I have my own house, I want to do live planted tanks, whatever they're called. I can't remember the bioactive tanks for all my crested geckos, including these two over here. Like, at least Blaze and Phoenix are smaller geckos, so they're not completely squished because they do well in those tanks. But I want to do bioactive tanks, but I can't do that here just because I'm such limited space in my room that I don't have room to have all my tanks on here with lights as well. So it's the only thing that's frustrating. So when I get my own place, I'm going to do bioactive tanks. But anyway, Rose has showed back up. Go over there in the box. So anyway, guys, but that's just a little update. And of course, I will let you know when the last baby that's in the incubator hatches. Because if any of you have heard, I had one baby that passed away, and I named that baby Firefly. But here are the other one, which was its sibling, which I named Io after that moon that has 300 active volcanoes, just because it was such a colorful baby. And of course, you can't really tell just because this is an orange tinted deal. But like, this baby would have been so pretty, and I just feel like, I don't know if they were too weak to come out of the egg or what happened. But I have them up here on my bookshelf so that I can, you know, see them. But, yeah, it's just sad. So I'm definitely keeping a very close eye on this egg to make sure it makes it, because I don't want it to be lost as well. You can see some of the dark-eyed juncos out there. You know when they show up that winter is close, because dark-eyed juncos in my part of the United States, which is of course Kansas, they normally don't show up until cooler weather is here to stay. So it's always a kind of premonition right there when they show up. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day.